On October 31st, 2008, Halloween, someone uploaded a 9-page document to the internet that would eventually be worth more than the GDP of most African nations combined. And then that person vanished. No face, no name, no trace. This is where it all started. Let's go back to 2008. The United States is in the middle of the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Banks are collapsing. Lehman Brothers, one of the biggest investment banks in the world, files for bankruptcy. Governments scrambling, printing money, bailing out the very institution that caused the problem with taxpayers' funds. Regular people are losing homes, jobs, and savings. And the system that was supposed to protect them, it failed them completely. It was in this exact environment on Halloween 2008 that a person or group of people going by the name Satoshi Nakamoto published what's now called the Bitcoin White Paper. 9 pages to be precise. The title was simple: Bitcoin, a P2P electronic cash system. The idea was revolutionary. What if there was a form of money that didn't need banks? No central authority, no government control, no middleman, just people transacting directly with each other, secured by mathematics. Now, here's the first thing most people don't know. Nobody has ever confirmed who Satoshi Nakamoto is. The name is Japanese, but there is zero confirmed identity behind it. Some believe it's one person, others believe it's a team of developers who used a single pseudonym to protect themselves. Multiple people have been accused or have claimed to be Satoshi, including an Australian named Craig Wright, who has been caught in multiple lies about it and was recently ruled against in court. The mystery is genuinely unsolved. On January 3rd, 2009, Satoshi mined the very first Bitcoin block, which is called the Genesis block. And here is where it gets intentional. Embedded in that block was a message. The Times, 3rd January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. That was a real newspaper headline. From that day, Satoshi wasn't just building software. They were making a statement. This was a direct response to a broken financial system. The first transaction ever happened 9 days later. Satoshi sent 10 Bitcoin to a computer scientist named Hal Finney. Hal Finney was one of the earliest contributors to the project and one of the only people who ever communicated directly with Satoshi. Interestingly, Hal Finney was also battling ALS, a degenerative neurological disease, while he was helping build Bitcoin. He died in 2014. Before he died, he had his body cryogenically frozen. Some people believe Hal Finney was Satoshi Nakamoto. We will probably never know for certain. Here's what makes the origin even more fascinating. Satoshi Nakamoto mined approximately 1 million Bitcoin in the early days. At today's price, that's worth over $66 billion. And here's what is wild. Not a single Satoshi from those wallets has ever been moved. Not one. In over 15 years, whoever holds those keys has never touched that wealth. Either they are dead, or they are watching, or it's both. In April 2011, Satoshi sent a final email to a developer saying, "I have moved on to other things," and that was it. The last communication. The person who created one of the most significant financial instruments in history walked away from it. And from the billions attached to their name. Now, why does this matter for you as someone thinking about crypto today? Because Bitcoin was not created to make people preach. It was created as a protest, a solution to a trust problem. The entire design, the 21 million cap, decentralization, the transparency of the blockchain was built to make sure that what happened in 2008 could never happen again within this system. No one can print more Bitcoin. No one can freeze your Bitcoin wallet without your private key. No government can decide to bail out a failing Bitcoin bank because there are no Bitcoin banks. That 21 million cap is not just random either. Satoshi designed Bitcoin with mathematical scarcity. The same way gold is scarce, you can't mine more gold than exists in the earth. You can't create more Bitcoin more than the 21 million cap. Out of those 21 million cap, approximately 19.8 million have already been mined. The remaining ones will be mined over the next 100 years due to a mechanism called the halving, which we'll break down in details in episode 3. And here's the last thing I'll leave you with before the next week's episode. Estimates suggest that between 3 and 4 million Bitcoin are permanently lost. People who mined early, forgot password, lost their hard drives, or died before telling anyone. Those coins are gone forever, which means the actual circulating supply of Bitcoin is likely lower than 21 million. Scarcity on top of what? Scarcity. Someone built this, disappeared, and left behind a financial revolution. And whether Bitcoin goes up or down in price, the idea it introduced to the world cannot be unbuilt. That is the foundation. Everything else in crypto is built on. On the next episode, we'll get into the chaos, the crashes, the scam, the people who lost billions, and the ones who got rich. From the ashes, see you there. If you like what you hear, click on the subscribe button. See you in the next episode. Ciao.